You get the text. Hey, we're all meeting up Friday night. You coming? Your thumb hovers over the keyboard. You know what you're supposed to say. You know what a normal person would say. But inside, your entire nervous system is screaming one word. No. So you type back, I'll try to make it, which is code for, I'm absolutely not coming, but I need you to think I might so you don't ask follow-up questions. And the second you hit send, you feel it. That wave of relief mixed with guilt. Relief because you protected your energy. Guilt because some part of you thinks you should want to go. If this is you, welcome. You're about to understand why your brain treats a birthday party invitation like a threat assessment. And today, we're breaking down the psychology of people who avoid social events. The ones society calls flaky, antisocial, or boring. But science? Science calls them something else entirely. Here's the thing nobody talks about. Avoiding social events isn't always about the people. Sometimes it's about the performance. Because let's be honest, social gatherings aren't just hanging out. They're stages. You have to be on, present, engaging, funny at the right moments, interested in conversations you don't care about, remembering names, managing your face so it looks like you're having the time of your life even when you'd rather be literally anywhere else. That's not socializing. That's labor. And for some people, that labor costs more than it pays. Psychologists call this social energy expenditure. And here's what makes it fascinating. Extroverts gain energy from social interaction. Their brains light up in group settings. But people who avoid social events, their brains are wired differently. Social interaction drains their battery, even when they like the people there. It's not personal. It's neurological. Studies using brain imaging show that introverts and highly sensitive people process social stimuli more deeply, which means their brains are working overtime in group settings while extroverts are coasting. But there's more going on than just introversion. Let's talk about the first major type, the overstimulation avoider. This person isn't antisocial. They're overstimulated. Walk into a party and their brain is immediately flooded. The music is too loud. There are too many conversations happening at once. Someone's perfume is attacking their sinuses. The lighting is harsh. And everyone expects them to act like this is fun. Their nervous system isn't built for chaos. It's built for depth, for quiet, for controlled environments. Psychologists call this sensory processing sensitivity, and about 20% of the population has it. For them, a social event isn't a party. It's sensory warfare. They're not avoiding people. They're avoiding the assault of too much input with no escape route. Then there's the energy economist. This person has done the math, and the math doesn't lie. They calculate the cost of getting ready, driving there, small talking for 2 hours, pretending to enjoy themselves, driving back, and then needing 2 full days to recover. And they think, what am I actually getting out of this? It's not that they're selfish. It's that they've learned their energy is finite, and they're protective of it. Research from the University of Helsinki found that people who prefer solitude aren't lonely. They're selective. They'd rather have one meaningful conversation than 10 shallow ones. So they skip the event where they know it'll be all surface, no substance. They're not missing out. They're investing differently. But here's where it gets deeper. Some people avoid social events because of social anxiety, and this is critically different from introversion. The overstimulation avoider is drained by the environment. The energy economist is making a cost-benefit analysis. But the socially anxious person? They're terrified, not of people but of judgment. Their brain is running a constant simulation. What if I say something stupid? What if they think I'm boring? What if I'm standing weird? What if everyone notices I don't belong here? This isn't shyness. This is the amygdala, the brain's fear center, treating a dinner party like a lion is in the room. And the only way to stop the alarm is to not go. Studies show that people with social anxiety experience the same physiological stress response at social events as someone facing actual danger. Elevated heart rate, cortisol spike, fight or flight activation. Their avoidance isn't weakness. It's their nervous system trying to protect them from what it perceives as a legitimate threat. Then we have to talk about the post-trauma avoider. This is the person who used to go to events, maybe even enjoyed them until something shifted. Maybe they were humiliated once. Maybe they experienced rejection in a group setting. Maybe they went through a painful breakup and now every social event feels like walking into a room where everyone knows your failure. Trauma rewires the brain's threat detection system. And now, social events trigger an old wound they haven't fully healed. Neuroscientists have found that traumatic social experiences create something called contextual fear conditioning. Your brain links the environment, parties, gatherings, crowds with the pain, and now it wants you to avoid that environment entirely. They're not being dramatic. Their brain is trying to prevent re-injury. And here's a type most people don't talk about: the identity protector. This person avoids social events because they know, deep down, that they'll have to shrink themselves to fit in. Maybe they're deeply intellectual and the event will be all sports talk and gossip. Maybe they're neurodivergent and masking takes so much effort they'll be exhausted for days. Maybe they have unconventional beliefs and they're tired of either defending themselves or pretending to agree. So they just don't go, because protecting their authenticity feels more important than performing belonging. Psychologist Carl Rogers called this conditional regard, the idea that we're only accepted if we meet certain social expectations. And the identity protector has decided that's a price they're not willing to pay. Now, before anyone says just push through it, or you'll regret not going, let's be clear about something. Research from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people who honor their true social preferences, whether that's going out or staying in, report higher life satisfaction than people who force themselves to do what they should do. Translation: you're not broken for avoiding events. You're emotionally intelligent enough to know what actually nourishes you. But here's the question worth asking yourself. Are you avoiding social events because they genuinely drain you, or because you're afraid of something? Because one is self-care, the other is self-protection. And there's a difference. Self-care says, I need to recharge. Self-protection says, I need to hide. Only you know which one you're doing. If you're the overstimulation avoider, you're not weak. You're wired for depth, not noise. If you're the energy economist, you're not selfish. You're honoring your limits. If you're the socially anxious person, you're not broken. You're managing a nervous system that's trying to keep you safe. If you're the post-trauma avoider, you're not stuck. You're healing at your own pace. And if you're the identity protector, you're not antisocial. You're just unwilling to betray yourself for belonging. So, the next time someone asks why you're not coming to the thing, you don't owe them an explanation. You're not missing out. You're just playing a different game. One where your peace matters more than their guest list. Did you recognize yourself here? Are you the person who'd rather cancel than compromise your energy? Drop a comment and let me know which type resonated most. And hey, I tell you to subscribe, but something tells me you'll only do it if it actually speaks to you. So if it did, you know what to do.